Woman shrugging. Yeah, but the ones that went insane, so that's probably it. Plus maybe it's a weighted coin. Boy, I'm starting to think maybe I can't trust this Cersei character. Quincy Jones, Grammy-winning producer for Michael Jackson, film composer, dies at 91. Rip to the man who gave us soul bossa nova. 91 is a great age to die. The guy accomplished so much in his life. Rip. Brody King on X guy thinks he would have been part of the master race looking like a fucking Furby. If you think Hitler was a cool dude, please consider going out the same way he did. They'll never make me hate you, Brody. Unexpected crossover, but I'm always up for more people dunking on Bryce Mitchell. I bought this wand from a woman at a flea market. She told me it was from Harry Potter, but she didn't know anything more about it. Whose wand is this? When you turned around, had the stall that she was at mysteriously disappeared. Doesn't look like any wand I know about. But looks very nice though. This is the wand of Boy 1. He said holding this wand is like trying to catch smoke. Like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. Inside Out 2 crosses $1 billion globally. Somewhere at Pixar headquarters, Inside Out 3 just started early development. It's the fastest animated film to ever reach $1 billion, 19 days, topping Frozen 2, 25 days. Not surprising, it was a fantastic movie and the sequel to something that impacted a lot of people on a deep level. Pixar killed it with this one. With the blitz of the 9 control room emotions, I find it a shame I haven't seen anyone talking about the 10th, nostalgia. She probably didn't have more than a minute of screen time, but they were nice, cute little moments. Avowed is called Alabama game when it crashes. Obsidian uses US states for code names during pre-announced game development. Alabama was the internal project codename for Avowed. So do we play as Alabama Man? It was at this point in the show that Arya died for me. Infection is no joke, I can see how a bloody Iraq could infect and kill Drogo. After all, it's not like Arya was then immediately submerged in dirty feces water with her multiple open wounds. Getting stabbed in the stomach and then pushed into filthy, stagnant canal water and surviving is more unreal to me than literal dragons. More budget in later seasons, plot armor isn't cheap, you know. As impossible as it is, I could have believed Arya survived that wound. Just needed to be out of action for weeks, and been notably weakened for a while even after she wakes up. But instead, she's doing parkour through Bravos like a few days later. 300 has the most unnecessarily insane bullshit, even in the background, and that's what makes it so enjoyable. My favorite part of this movie is where he tells the hunchback dude he can't fight with the Spartans cause they fight as a unit where one man stands and protects the next man. Next scene, every Spartan is just running around 1v1 all the Persians with about as much teamwork as a random lobby in COD. This movie is pure unadulterated Zack Snyder without much studio interference or attempts to be overly serious. Xerxes also had a goat-headed thing in his pavilion for reasons. Not to mention the monster wolf Leonidas fought in his youth. Jon Stewart on Trump's inauguration and Elon Musk's Nazi salute. The Daily Show. I appreciate Jon Stewart and what he's done and is trying to do. But I can't watch this shit anymore, we're cooked. There is no comedy to be had from this anymore. These are the equivalent of millionaires making memes to feel better about things. Anyone who doesn't think that was a Nazi salute is out of their minds. This scene never made sense to me. Movie pacing logic. Nothing exciting is happening mid-movie, so they put an action scene in to build suspense. Apart from the obvious reasons like it making no sense that 2 Death Eaters would launch such a foolish attack that resulted in the deaths of no one, it eats up time that should have been used on the Battle of the Astronomy Tower. The worst part of adding scenes is when they aren't thought out properly. For example, why couldn't they just use magic to fix the burrow or put the fire out? Honestly, if the Death Eaters could find the burrow and burn it down, why didn't Voldemort himself just show up and grab Harry? Ginny tying Harry's shoes. Doesn't make sense either. Seth Rollins on Hulk Hogan getting booed. I'm all for people getting what they deserve. The one thing that can bring Punk and Seth together, their hate for Hogan. It's hilarious Hogan doing the most to try to get back into the fold with the WWE, and legit everyone on the roster, be it retired legends like Taker or current stars like Seth and Punk, just taking any opportunity to say fuck Hulk Hogan. My wife freezes up at every single decision that pops up in a video game. I do this in single player, I just can't seem to help myself. Co-op, though, I just learned to embrace the chaos because it's a way to see the story in a way I never would alone. BG3 was nearly 100 hours with two of the brothers just doing random shit. Most of the NPC party died in Act 1. It's okay to save scum. Don't be ashamed. Seeing as Daniel Radcliffe has come out admitting he was still drunk for a lot of filming in the later movies. Every time I watch this scene, I'm convinced this is one of them. I thought he cleared this up and reiterated he wasn't drunk on set but had a very active nightlife and at most hungover on set. That his words were misconstrued / taken out of context. He was under the influence of Felix Felicis during this part of the movie, is how I explain his airy behavior. This is by far my favorite scene in the entire series. When he explains maybe it's the pincers, I lose it every time. I'm pretty sure he said there are scenes in which you can tell he's drunk, but that scene specifically was not one of them. Something like his puffy eyes and dead stare are the giveaways. I need this to get more attention. Fred smoother than the right side of George's head. I love Angelina's bit of a grin. I think she def was into him but trying to play it cool lol. Meanwhile Ron, Hermione. You are a girl face screaming in fear face screaming in fear face screaming in fear face screaming in fear. Like and subscribe.